Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Yes, that creaky, squeaky, awful chair is still going, and I still haven't got another one, obviously, hence the reason. So, hopefully you will have seen the Turkish beer haul that my wife got me. She's been away to Turkey, come back, bought me some beers, and I'm actually reviewing one of them beers now. So, the beer we are looking at is part of the Efes brewery, which is owned by Miller, I believe, and we are taking a look at the Beaumonti Filtresiz, Filtresiz bugday, and this is a wheat beer. It's a Hefeweizen, which I was quite surprised to sort of find out. Didn't have any idea what it was when I'd done the video, and my wife has looked it up, but it's actually a wheat beer, yeah. So 500ml bottle. The only thing I can't find on it is the ABV. That's one thing I didn't ask her. So I'll have to add that in afterwards, obviously on the title. But the bottle's cool looking. It's got sort of like a matte sort of finish on it, if you like. So it does look cool. And we've got one of them funny old caps on the top. So there you go. There's the crown there. I think this was around the €2 mark or £2 mark, if you like. From a supermarket. So being as it's a wheat beer, I don't have a Turkish glass as it happens, so we're going to whack it in the Texels, which is a Dutch brewery. So it's nice and chilled. Let's get it cracked open and see what we get. I'll have to give you the ABV later. I genuinely have no idea what it is. See, look at that, dead cool, that, isn't it? I do like that. Right, let's get it poured in, see what we get. Hefeweizen wheat beer. Well, it's definitely lively, and it's definitely got a haze to it, and it's definitely looking like a wheat beer. Still a little bit left in the bottle, but you can't knock that, can you? Looking at that, I wouldn't say Hefeweizen so much. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I would. It's got that slightly darker look, stroke Hefeweizen wheat beer rather than a wit beer, Belgian sort of style. You can't, yeah, you can maybe just see on the camera there, the bubbles going up. It's slightly hazy. It's sort of golden, if you like, in colour. And we've got a good finger and a half of lovely compact head as well. So it's certainly looking the part. So hopefully it'll be decent. I can't read anything on the back of that bottle. It is all in Turkish, and for the life of me, I have genuinely looked, but I cannot see an ABV on there. There must be surely, but it'll be up in the description, or in the title, I should say. So let's give it a swirl, see what we get on the nose. Wow, that is wheaty as hell. As soon as you get your nose there, massive wheat, clovey, banana. Very herbaceous, very herbaceous. Maybe even coriander in there as well, excuse me. A subtle sort of sweetness in there, but very wheaty. It's got to be said, that smells decent. Smells very good indeed. So I'm going to stop sniffing. We're going to top this up. You're going to get one last look at the label. Beaumonti Filtresiz bugday, Efes brewery, which is now owned by Miller by the looks of it. So let's dive in, see what we get. Cheers. And that screams Efes. It smells a lot more wheat beer than it sort of tastes. It's got very much a lager feel. It's very malty, but we'll come to that after. Let's do the other bit. What I will say, I'm not sure of the ABV. If I was going to guess, I'd probably guess at about 4.9, but no idea. But the body is nice. The body has got some nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, but it's got some weight to it. It's almost a little bit chewy, if you like. Carbonation is beautiful. Small bubbles. Doesn't rip the mouth apart, but there's plenty of fizz in there. Give it some life, that makes it a little bit interesting. It's also very smooth as well. I've got to say that, it's very smooth as you drink it. Liquid is nice and soft. And after that is where the lager feel comes into it. It's got the malt, that typical Efes malt, or F's malt that you get with all the Efes beer, or the F's beer. Efes, we'll call it Efes. Very malty, very much a grainy feel. The grain feel to it actually feels a little bit like the Lef. Probably, I'm not going to say the 6.6% Lef, but the 6% Lef that I had on the Perfect Draft not long ago. It's got that grainy feel of that. Now I know a lot of the Turkish beers, they always say 100% malt and this, that and the other, and you get that feel in this as well. That's where it makes it feel a little bit more lager-like. Malty, grainy, the wheatiness is there. That feel of a wheat beer is there, but it's a lot more mellow. It certainly doesn't have that distinct bitterness that you get with a wheat beer. On the taste of it, you normally end up with a little bit of a bitterness, I find, with a wheat beer. This feels a little bit more sweeter. But saying that, the wheatiness that you get in it takes the edge off the malt. And that's something I find with the Efes beers, or the F's beer. That brand of beer. You always find it quite grainy and malty, and sometimes I find it a little bit overpowering. It gets a little bit too much. The wheatiness in this beer sort of just takes the edge off it. So it's actually quite nice. Like I say, I'm going to guess this is going to be around that sort of 4.9% mark. Late 4s, because that's the sort of feel of the beer. Drinks nicely. It drinks really nice actually, and like I say, that wheatiness just gives it a slightly different taste, takes the edge off the grain. Very drinkable, goes down well, nice body. It feels very much like a lager, although you get that wheatiness and you get the aroma and you get that sort of clove and the herbaceous note in there. It feels very much like a lager, but I guess it's a Turkish wheat beer, so they're probably, well, you're still going to have them ingredients that you get from every other Turkish beer, if you like, and then just their little twist on it. But yeah, that's nice enough, that's nice enough. I think as your palate gets adjusted to it, the wheat beer side of it sort of I wouldn't say thins out, but it starts, although it feels like a lager to start off with, you start drinking it as if it's a lager, but just with different flavours. But overall, I think that's quite a nice drop. Is it going to challenge, pardon me, any German wheat beer? No. But what I would say is if I was out in Turkey and I could find that somewhere on tap, or it was on tap somewhere, I'd quite happily drink that. Nice enough, very similar to sort of lager, but just that little bit different, if you want something different. So Yeah, and I would imagine also that in Turkey, when it's red hot, that would be really nice and refreshing as well, extra refreshing. So Beaumonti Filtresiz bugday wheat beer Hefeweizen. No idea of the ABV, but that will be up in the title when it goes up. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's not going to compete with the German stuff, but it's a nice enough drop, and I'd happily drink that again. So they're my thoughts on this beer. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.